and welcome to your beginning of the week edition of the WrestleSlam Podcast, which of course is the only place for your news, your reviews, your booze, and some balloons. Why? Because we're celebrating. And my God, have we got reason to celebrate this evening? Fresh off the newsstand, online, you name it, we've got it. Guys, I can't even talk about anything else. We have to kick off straight away with this. It was announced today that all of our dreams have come true, that all of this waiting in vain for 20-something odd years, maybe more for some of us, wrestling fans, that the one and only Paul Levesque, Triple H, the King of Kings, is going to be in charge of WWE Creative, ladies and gentlemen. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's not been funny, but sweet Jesus, there's that much after happening in the last week. My fucking head is spinning. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on the promos now tonight.
Oh my God. Like, I mean, not been funny. Like, whatever's after happening, okay. But from the wrestling business standpoint view, okay, aside from anything else that's going on, from purely that perspective, this is surely the best thing that could have happened.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Literally, you know, it really is. And I mean, look, all of this has happened in a matter of days. Okay, it's moved very, very quickly. Always concerned for Hunter and his health after the scare that he had with his cardiac episode. But I mean, he is going to revel in this road. He really, really is. We saw what he done with NXT. That man has a vision. He knows the business inside out, and he just needed the opportunity. And I mean, we were chatting about it earlier. I mean, who's he going to answer to, Steph?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what the big thing coming out of this is going to be structure in the shows.
Yes.
That's much needed.
Yeah. Contingency, continuity, storytelling, realistic feuds, none of this ping pong effect anymore.
But you know what the great thing about this is as well? By WrestleMania is about 8 months away, and by 8 months he should really be in the swing of things. So I think Royal Rumble season and WrestleMania season is going to be one to watch.
Well, what the big thing I'm hoping to come out of it is no more fucking stupid names like Butch or Dewdrop.
Actually, speaking of Dewdrop, you see her tweet? That was a clear dig, like.
Who?
Dewdrop. She put up a tweet saying she was the happiest person alive.
T-Bar did the same thing, so I'm hoping that Dijakovic comes back as well, and he gets a fucking Triple H loves him.
Loved them, yeah.
God, I'd safe to say we don't want to see Dewdrop. We just want to see Nikki Pipes.
Who?
Exactly. We're going to find out soon.
Thing is, she can't be Viper because of Randy Orton, so...
Piper Nevin.
Yeah, so like anything. Do you know what? I've not been funny. I have absolutely no qualms and have every faith in what Hunter will do. You know what I mean? Like he knows what to do. Can't see there being massive changes straight away because there's always that transition period, you know, and it needs to be seamless to an extent. And it can't really be seen like, you know, that Vince's chair is still warm and now we're changing everything. And there's obviously things that are already in place, wheels in motion. So there's going to have to be a transition period for that. But all the cards on the table, lads, and everything out the window on the rules, what do you want to see from Triple H? Let's fantasy book the shit out of it.
Well,
there's definitely a bloodbath coming at SummerSlam. Reigns and Brock are they could have their best match because this could be an absolute war, and both men are going to probably bleed if we have that TV 14 rating on it.
Well, they both bled at some WrestleMania 31.
Yeah, that was their best match.
That was outstanding match. Like.
Yeah. Definitely, it's going to be very interesting to see how SummerSlam is booked. How Clash of the Castle is going to be booked as well. I'd imagine there's been a few changes there too. And as you said earlier on, Phil, to your point, we're a good 8 months out from WrestleMania. So that's a great amount of time to start planting the seeds for feuds now. And he's got a lot of great relationships for people as well.
Just with Clash at the Castle, do you reckon he'll put an NXT showcase match? on it. UK.
I'd like to think so. They'll have to put the work in now for NXT and NXT UK. Like, I mean, as we said before, European fans are hardcore indie fans. They will support, you know, everything because we're interested in what's put in front of us and not the names associated with it. So it will be, very, very intrigued by that, definitely. You know?
Yeah. I felt like
matches.
Yeah, I actually felt like the very first thing on we don't know if it's a Paul Levesque or Triple H. We'll say Triple H. The very first thing he wants to get to clean up is obviously NXT. First of all, I just don't like the name NXT 2.0. Just turn back to NXT. It's always been NXT. So I feel like he's just going to do a massive clean out of exactly what went wrong. And I wouldn't say refresh storylines, like scrap certain storylines. At least we all know Triple H likes a bit of realism in his stories. Yeah. And he's like literally no nonsense storylines. And he likes to treat the wrestlers who they are. So like we all said, it's like we don't want like ridiculous gimmicks with wrestlers that we all know who they are. I just want to see at least get the good vibe of from the 2000s WWE, because where we just got like literally very few comedy matches and more straight on storylines. And I think I know I've never listened to people, but I feel like Triple H will know the fan base. He'll know exactly what we want and knows who we like and wrestlers like. So I feel like Triple H will focus on that. Just focus on the main stories and no ridiculousness, like Jerry said.
Yeah, I think what I'd be hoping to get out of it first of all is splitting up the titles and bringing back 2 title belts, because it's hurting both shows. Like, you know, Roman's out, he's never there. Brock's never there. Like, they don't have a champion. Like Austin Theory, he's involved with feuds with half the fucking roster at the minute. Yeah. And the one person he hasn't even been in contact with the last 2 weeks is Bobby Lashley, who he has a match with at SummerSlam this weekend. You know, they haven't had on-screen time in 2 weeks. He's been too busy with Dolph Ziggler and, you know, fucking
Usos and all this.
Brock Lesnar, Usos, Roman Reigns, like all these people. This, you know, I know Triple H brought Austin Theory. Well, Regal probably brought him to NXT at the start whenever he was doing the scouting for them, like, which is I'm sickened that Regal's not around anymore, because he would have been brilliant back in NXT again if Triple H was in charge. But I could still see Theory cashing in. I think Triple H might have some sort of thing up his sleeve where he can cash in and, you know, win one of the belts, hopefully. You know,
I have a question there now with Triple H returning, right? I read there this morning that Kenny Omega has 6 months left on his deal. Do we see Kenny Omega at the Royal Rumble is the question.
Well, it's funny you say that, Phil, because that was the next thing I was going to say. Not Kenny Omega, but if you are on the cusp in AEW and you're pulling a clash whether you should stay or go, I mean, and you now see that Triple H is in charge.
Yeah.
What's to say people won't jump ship? There's a lot of contracts coming up there, you know, and a lot of people would have left because of the way they were being booked creatively, because of things that were going on. Pushed too quick, too soon, called up too soon. And like, we're gone, we're just released. I mean, I would be dragging Killer Cross back by the fucking ankles. I really would, because I can't imagine that probably caused half of fucking Triple H's cardiac event, because when they saw what they done to him, because he was just starbound, like he really was. I'd be definitely on the phone to fucking MJF. I not been funny, but I will be dropping a hint or two there. And more homegrown, as well, not homegrown, but I mean back on the main roster. I'd love to see him do something proper with Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh yeah.
The OG, you know, and in NXT Black and Gold as well, we'll call it that. Original, the OG NXT Black and Gold. Everybody knew who everybody was. Everybody knew what feud was on. You were more excited about NXT TakeOver than you were about what was going to happen the following night, because we all knew Sasha and Bayley were going to go at it. We all knew there was going to be an amazing match for DIY. We all knew there was going to be amazing matches. We knew what was going to happen, and we were invested in every single match, and we couldn't get enough. We just couldn't get enough. And if he can bring that magic to the main roster, unbelievable.
And you mentioned Sasha there. Her and Naomi could come back as well. Like now that the big boys are gone, like they don't have to worry about them. With Triple H, fucking brought them up from NXT.
Yeah.
So
Rare.
I was just thinking of Naomi and Sasha, because Stephanie McMahon is actually still running charge of like the women's division in WWE, and they gave her nothing but praise. I can see them like making a comeback.
You can see
soon,
the women's evolution pay-per-view even getting a shot again.
Yeah, and I think I know I'm jumping on its bandwagon, but I would love to see Naomi join the Bloodline. That's just a pitch.
Should happen.
Yeah. Should have happened already. Should have happened before they should never even been tag team champions. She should have been in, or they would have been tag team champions, and she could have turned on Sasha or something, and you had the title for somebody else.
Kind of sticking there with the women as well. I was reading a story this morning that was just. I don't know. See, I don't know what's true and what's not true. So I'm not going to say it's true, but there's a story about Kevin Dunn. He said something about Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I seen that.
It was unflattering, to say the least.
Jesus Christ Almighty!
And he's a fucking. They designed Michelangelo's fucking David statue after him because he's so fucking beautiful. Like.
The sooner he's gone, the better. I think he could be gone as soon as.
I think they'll all be gone. Like.
The problem with him is he'll get, what's that thing called?
Redundancy.
Not even redundancy. It's almost like when you're gone home, they will continuously pay anyway for the rest of your life. It's like a golden something.
TD.
Don't say golden shower. That's something that somebody else is interested in.
It's like golden shower.
Well, come here.
Golden
shower. I know what you
mean. I don't know if he'll have that kind of contract. Like once he's gone, he's gone. Like they'll pay him off, and
severance. Is it?
Yeah, golden parachute payments.
He'll end up editing fucking news fucking reports now that entice the word.
He's just Triple H hates him as well. That's the thing.
He won't survive in that environment.
He hates Stephanie. That was out a couple of months ago that he actually hates Stephanie. Like they do not like each other at all. But he actually there were reports that he fucking hates her. Like he was trying to get rid of her. Like so. Good luck with that, Dunn.
There's also another load of more stories about him. I'm not going to go into it, but him and Ashley.
Dunn diddly on for
all out there. He's done, I'd say.
Hopefully, done is done. What's done is done.
The thing is, a lot of people would probably say as well, just sticking with the kind of thing, but Bruce Pritchard, a lot of people would probably say get rid of him, but he's actually very good.
He is when he maybe. I think he was, led by the nose an awful lot as well because he's still a Vince guy. You know what I mean? And he always will be. And there's a lot of Vince guys, don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying that's 100% a bad thing from a wrestling standpoint, what happened outside the ring. That's not necessarily a bad thing. But I think that honestly, if Vince told Bruce to do something, he will. Triple H will come in and tell him to do something, he'll do it. Stephanie will tell him to do it, he'll do it. He's a people pleaser. Do you know what I mean? I can't see him getting his back up if his creative idea doesn't go across. It's like, Bruce, you were out in your ear before, and I can't see him, biting the hand that feeds him again.
Yeah.
And you have to mention the elephant in the room that Nick Khan is still there, like, and he's still got a powerful position in the company. So, it's not all going to be fucking, NXT, 3.0, like on Raw and SmackDown. It's not, don't expect that. All this to happen at once. Like it's going to take a lot of time for everything to fall back into place. Like, and we may end up hitting a few things over the next few months as well. We're like, what's happening? Why aren't you doing it? Why isn't it done now? Or why you didn't do it yesterday? Kind of thing. Yeah. A lot of people are going to be like that. Like, we were hardcore. Like, we want to be, they want to turn it into a Dynamite thing. Yeah. Just for 2 million viewers as opposed to the million viewers that Dynamite gets. So, it's not going to be that kind of show straight away. So. Give it time. We can actually say it with WWE, with Triple H and Steph in charge, give it time. They will listen to the fans actually, like not the way they did 4 years ago when they had that fucking segment in the middle of the ring. We're like, oh, the fans run the show, and from that time it went to shit. So thankfully Shane and Stephanie are talking at the minute, so Shane won't have a say on fucking booking Royal Rumbles anytime soon.
Yeah, it's like all I could think of was that segment with Sami Zayn when he was talking to the fans about fans asking questions. When I saw that, I was like, oh, Vince, you're just desperate. And that was like the one time we saw it. It was like, that's just calling out for get us more views. So I feel like Stephanie and Triple H, they're not going to focus on doing like these over the top statements. They just want to focus on the story and exactly what the fans want, like you said, like so.
Well,
yeah,
you mentioned that. That was when he mentioned AEW, isn't it? The electric chair thing with Corey Graves.
Yeah, that was the one where he mentioned AEW, and I was like, but what do you expect?
You could, you know, they mentioned Ring of Honor and New Japan on commentary and SmackDown. So like Tony Khan has mentioned it. I'm pretty sure Triple H wouldn't be against, you know, having some sort of joint show with him in the future. Like, not again, don't expect it straight away, but you know that could be a big thing for them. Like, you know, if
I would love a Survivor Series was that every year.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
And we will no longer kind of have this whole, you can't mention anything else, and there is only one company, and they're very, very different from us. They are competition. Let's make no bones about it. They're very different, but by not acknowledging them at all, ever pretending they don't exist, or you can't say AEW backstage, and you can't. It's silly. It's fucking denial, and it's, to be fair, it's ignorance. You know what I mean? It pure is, and it just doesn't look very well or sit very well. So, and as well, you have to remember as well, you have got not so much a bargaining chip, but you have got a negotiator in the form of Cody Rhodes as well.
Exactly.
You know, who has massive respect for Triple H, and is in Tony's pocket. No, Tony's pocket, that's the wrong thing to say. Tony's good books too. So you know what I mean? So if the conversation opens up, fabulous.
Yeah, and plus,
sorry, Matt. Sorry, go ahead. I was going to say.
Oh no, I was just going to say about thank you. I was just going to say, we all know Triple H. He's a huge old school fan with NWA, Ric Flair, and so does Cody Rhodes. So if you're going to get those two type of knowledge, those type of like taste in wrestling come together, they're going to make something just like bring something back. Like, so definitely up for that.
I was going to say there, Phil. Sorry, you know, the Cody has Tony Khan speed dial just like you. Now you're going to have to remove Vince McMahon off your phone because you can't ring him anymore. So
oh my God, you
may need to get a few more numbers there.
He's going to be hitting up Phil for the news. Nobody's going to tell him anything inside for WWE because all of his boys are gone. So he's going to be hitting up Phil and be like, Phil, what's the plan for next week? Like, Vince can't get
something tells me that Vince is going to have a podcast with Conrad Thompson.
I don't know.
Oh, Pat McAfee, I'd say. I can see with that, the two will just be out there waving their Mickeys to see who's bigger and who can wave faster.
But there is one thing that I am very excited about that Triple H will definitely bring back is proper pay-per-view songs and build-up packages.
Poppy.
No, but like, like you can't. I know you can't beat My Way with The Rock and Austin, but like
I was only watching that today.
That kind of thing, where he'll just bring back a package with a good song that you'll be like hyped for the match.
Yeah, well, like WWE have always done, like even to today, like they've done some great video package. Their video packages are, you know, fucking top notch. Like even shit.
But Mania last year was lackluster in that department. Do you know what I mean? There was no live performance, was there? There was nobody was sung out to the ring. I remember we were talking about this. There was no live performance.
Big E? No, it was the year before, was it? Did Big E come out to somebody? Wally, no? Was that this year?
That was the year before.
Year before, Big E was out here.
Big E was out. Big E's been out.
Was he? Oh, right.
Yeah, no, that was the year before. There was no live performances this year, from what I can remember.
No, because when Phil was mentioning about like bring back like the old like pay-per-view like songs, because I remember for a brief time I was listening to old WWE pay-per-views songs, and they were like heavy metal and they were like really like up the hype. Now you'd be listening to WWE theme songs and they were like feel good, happy out music. I was like, this doesn't sound like a wrestling song at all, but okay. I understand PG era, but sure,
also,
that like escalate badly.
Also, as well, I expect Johnny Gargano to come back to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he's been sat on the fence now and he has splinters in his arse. So I'd say just biding his time.
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
You're okay. No, I was just going to say to Matt's point there, I can understand how people want that touch of, I suppose, the old era, you know what I mean? But as well, the audience isn't the same as the old era anymore. You know, they are never selling as much. So they have to find that happy medium between, you know, happy-go-lucky music and full-on fucking, you know, hardcore. So they have to find the happy medium somewhere, you know, or at least leave it stand out so we know I mean, they're narrating it for us. They're directing the narrative for us, so that we know that when we hear a certain type of music or a certain type of song, we know that this match is going to be a big fucking deal. It's going to be hardcore, and it's going to have everything that we want from this match. Another one is going to be, change in music again, where we know that we are cheering madly for the heel, and we can see that the music, not the fucking heel, the face, and we can see that the music is leaning towards the face. And again, directing that narrative. But at the moment now, it's just everything is just flowers and roses, or God help us, it's just like really, really bad karaoke backing music.
Yeah, there's two more things as well. Like just before we go on, I'd love to see vignettes be brought back at some, just introduce wrestlers properly.
Yeah.
I saw
proper backstage interviews.
There's one there on Impact for the last 2 weeks with Killer Kelly, where she's been in a hotel room. She's on her way. Basically, she's coming soon. But they're just really missing, I think, those kind of little things.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, you're right.
Other than during the age one at the minute, like
wrestlers team songs is the other point I wanted to say.
Yeah.
I think Triple H is going to hop on this podcast today. All right, Phil. Which pay-per-view does that now? And then Phil's just gonna have like his collection of like DVDs, and he was like, let me do this one and this one.
He had to Phil on WhatsApp and was like, "Here's my number, Phil. Do you know, I'm the new boy in town." And you were like, "Look, here, I can't promise it." And
he has to press 444 on his phone, which is HHH.
It was this year that is the worst for the Royal Rumble because songs hit, and I was like, "Who's that?"
Yeah, that was Shane.
Yeah, there was no identity at all to the music. There was no connection at all.
Yeah, like Johnny Gargano hopefully comes back with that song because I loved the Rebel Heart song.
Didn't they bring back Sheamus's old song written in the face before?
I think is it him or Drew? One of them hates their team song.
I hope they both hit the fucking segment they were on Friday night in SmackDown.
What do you mean? I want a shillelagh.
Fucking shillelaghs. Fuck's sake.
So, I think we'll veer away from quite a bit of that. I think one good promo will get rid of any of that shillelagh shenanigans.
The only good thing about SmackDown this week was fucking Pat McAfee and Corbin, which
that was good. Yeah,
because, most people hate Corbin, and Pat McAfee's not a wrestler.
When you have a card full of wrestlers, bang on. Exactly. Yeah, when you have a card full of wrestlers. But yeah, I mean, like, it's just so sad that they changed so much music from those. Now, I know there was obviously issue with copyright and your man was gone and took all the music with him, right? But like, they changed a lot of the music. It wasn't like they done like a version of it. They just went completely the other fucking direction.
Generic.
Completely the other direction. Just generic karaoke backing music, like,
Stuff you hear in spar shops.
It is, yeah. It's like a cheapened version. You can run something similar or else go in a completely different direction, right? Do one of them. Do not do a watered down version of the song.
That's the same thing.
Fun fact, right? Fun fact. I used to work in a spa, right? And the owner wouldn't pay for the rights to play the music. It was fuck all. We offered for it to be taken out of our salary. That's how bad the music was, right? And Ed Sheeran was out. Ed Sheeran, wait until you hear this. Ed Sheeran's song was out. Shape of You, right? That will tell you now when I was in there. It was around the time we got married. And you know yourself, I'm in love with the shape. I was at every night you're in my room, my bed sheets smell like you, everything, right? This person singing the song, it was Ted Egan, right, singing the song, right? So it was like down the road, Ed Sheeran, and he was singing, "You make my sheets smell," right? And it was literally the whole idea of the Ed Sheeran song, but it was like, if you see Friends and Joey starts changing the words to loving and giving and sharing and receiving, that's what it was like. And I was like, is he honestly singing inside in a shop for groceries that "you make my sheets smell"? That's exactly what it's like, just watered down version. Go in a completely different direction or apologize to your man who took his music. One or the other.
Don't blame them because they have bad habits. I'll give you the shivers.
Fuck off. Your fucking bad habits. You know what your bad habits is? You make my sheets smell.
Hey, get off my sheets.
Just Ed Sheeran is behind the camera and he's like, Dennis. I was like, keep going.
Oh my god. Right. So that's the news about Triple H about 25 minutes later. But it's all G because it's
good, yeah. Yeah.
So moving on from that then as well, we have a new champ in Ring of Honor. We have, of course, it is the King of Swing, Claudio Castagnoli himself. delighted for him, absolutely thrilled for him. He's got his championship, and it looked like it meant an awful lot to him. Thrilled for him.
Oh yeah, it's just a long time coming.
Long time
What
coming.
I know it's probably not a thing, but I'm happy that the embassy are back in Ring of Honor because I know he was part of it.
Yeah. There is a connection, like.
But I'm delighted though that he's finally been recognised as a world champion. I know it took him 15 years.
Yeah. And how long did it take him in AEW stroke ROH? You know what I mean? They knew exactly when they saw that he was gone and didn't renew his contract. They were like, "Get that man over here, fucking fast!"
But the match actually wasn't as good because there's a lot of things going on in the background.
I was going to say that to open the pay-per-view with that match was, it was a shame that they opened with that. They only got fucking 10 minutes. Like,
I think that was done on purpose because of all the back.
No, but like I've done on purpose. Like, fair enough if Gresham's having issues with Tony Khan and they're cussing each other out backstage and he's not happy with dropping the title. Like, don't do it. You're still punishing Claudio as well at the same time. Like, giving him only 10 minutes against one of the best fucking technical wrestlers on the planet, like Gresham. Like, even though he's been around the world and he's losing to people like, fucking G Money there in Progress a few months ago. Like, he's still one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. They should have had a 20 or 25-minute banger to close out that pay-per-view.
I think what's happening is that he's unhappy because he wasn't told where he was going or what was going on.
He didn't want to turn heel. He didn't want to join Tully Blanchard's thing, and now Tully Blanchard's gone.
Yeah, the embassy.
The embassy, that's all fucked up. And
I love Prince Nana though. I have to say,
did you see Brian Cage's thing this morning?
No.
He just got his T-shirt for Tully Blanchard Enterprises, and they're all on the T-shirt, and he put a post up. Finally got it. What do I do with it now? Something like that,
Unbelievable.
Like, per Brian Cage. Like.
Yeah, you feel sorry for Claudio Castagnoli. I think it was just more of a matter of it was just we need to get this match out. Yeah, you know what I mean. And unfortunately, it did have a bad effect. But that said, I think we're up for some bangers with him as champion. So I think we're all right like that.
I understand. I understand a lot of people like saying, "Oh, they're just giving him the world title because he's an ex-WWE guy and they needed him like a big name to hold it." No, I personally, I know that we all know the drama, but I'm fucking delighted for Casione. Finally won the world title. I feel like this deserve it. This is a feel-good moment. Besides the whole start of the match, should have ended with a 20-minute banger, like Jero said. I'm delighted for him. He deserves it. And I can see him at least hold the title for at least almost a year, to be honest.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a feud for that belt in our the Blackpool Combat Club. Yeah,
I was thinking that as well. So thankfully Brian Danielson's coming back on Wednesday night for Fight for the Fallen. He's the only one now in the Combat Club that doesn't have a title. Yeah, and I was thinking maybe down the line, him and Samoa Joe for the Ring of Honor TV title would be a fucking epic match.
Yeah.
Final battle will be the next one.
Yeah.
Or no, is there one in September? Well, there usually is one in September.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
Well, like Tony Khan said in that press conference before, that the AEW titles won't be defended on Ring of Honor pay-per-views, but Ring of Honor pay-per-views, Ring of Honor titles can be defended on AEW television and pay-per-views. So you never know.
Well, look, it's all up. It's not so much all up in the air, but you know yourself, things can change at the drop of a hat as well. We've all kind of seen that too. Things can turn on a penny. So yeah, as we mentioned about the issues with Jonathan Gresham, we'll see what's going on with that. I just kind of don't want to cloud his victory with it. Do you know what I mean? Because you kind of feel like it has been done already. But yeah, obviously, stemming out of that, then lads, there definitely seems to be, the bigger that AEW gets, there definitely seems to be breakdowns in communication. Does he need some form of a GM or a team around him that's not, QT Marshall, not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I was reading that Pat Buck was one of the guys.
Yeah.
I think the way they're doing it seems to be wrong. Was it like Sanjay Dutt or someone?
Yeah.
There's a few people that the talents apparently need to speak to before they get to Tony Khan when it comes to creative decisions.
That's very like Vince McMahon. That's very Vince McMahon.
He's just, I think it's more the fact that there's so many talent on the roster. It's such a big roster that, there's probably a queue outside his fucking door otherwise, down the hall. Like, so they're better off having, 4 or 5 guys that the talent can go to. And,
it should be more guys like the Big Show and Mark Henry, surely.
I wouldn't say they're not even getting booked for anything. So
No, but I mean, they'd be guys you could trust that you could kind of talk to them. Like I like Sanjay Dutt, but I don't see him as a guy you can share ideas with, I guess.
You know, he was a producer on SmackDown for a while, wasn't he?
For a long time, yeah.
They need a William Regal, but not William Regal. Do you know what I mean? They need that kind of a person who the talent can kind of go to.
As well.
Yeah, they need that. They need a Dusty as well. Do you know what I mean? That's what they need. They need something like that. They need an interim, or they need a go-between, you know, who can, you know, cool the jets of those who are like, I'm not happy with this and not happy with that, but I've been pushed 2 or 3 times. Yeah. And then, you know, they can just kind of strike that happy medium, balance it out. They need something like that because everything can't keep running through Tony. And it's like, you know, when you meet someone in your chat room, like, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. As opposed to sending them an email, adding a calendar date. Do you know what I mean? It's just, it's a little bit here, there, and fucking everywhere. You know, it doesn't seem to be any system. And if so, it's not being clearly communicated because he's not the only one who said it.
And even there now today, I was reading like that Meltzer's tuned out of Rampage. He's like, I'd rather watch
that. Actually, he said it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
Yes, because Triple H is now in charge, and he's like, I'll have to get back into the good books now with WWE.
Not really their new logo though for SmackDown, the yellow one that you said.
No, I made that myself.
All right.
I was just messing around.
Gifted. I
tweeted that. I stuck it on. Sean Ross had up the news about Triple H, and I was like, oh, imagine now he's going to change something. What will they change? Oh, NXT Gold. So I just went down and just photoshopped it in the golden, black and gold, and I tweeted it to him. It was fucking. It was all over the place now. At the minute, somebody's after stealing it and pretending they made it. I forgot the watermark.
It's
here. Jesus.
Triple H is gonna share the logo, and then Jared's just gonna have to probably charge Triple H about like £100, £100.
Just as long as SmackDown and Raw are like interchangeable, and there's 2 champions, and I don't care if the logo is fucking black and gold or fucking
make it up your storyline for the US and Intercontinental belts, please.
Yeah, well, like, you know, I know I don't want to go back to Triple H because we're going to be here all night talking about him, like, but you know, Balor, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, all these boys, you know, that were Triple H's first real, you know, click inside NXT, like, you know, hopefully they're going to do something with them. Like,
they need those to reinforce confidence in the brand and in the company. He needs to kind of make an example in a good way of those guys to say, this is how it should be, and this is where you could be, and make them work for it. Because at the moment they're just been picked out the fucking sky and whacked onto the roster, you know.
Poor old Ricochet is like, what's going on with him?
MIA, he's gone AWOL, you know.
I completely forgot he's still on contract with him.
Yeah.
Ricochet.
Yeah. Gunther beat him for the title. Thankfully, Gunther's doing well. Like, I'm happy with what they're doing with him.
I like that thing what they're doing with him. Yeah.
Imagine the buzz now though at the staff meetings, like the talent meetings. I'd say they're just amazing. You know, I'd say there's a nice new renewed energy and outlook.
Probably meeting up now before Raw, and they're all like
buzzing
back into that fucking place they had in the PC or before then in Orlando.
Oh, like the auditorium, remember? Yeah.
Triple H come in, but they're all sitting around waiting.
I honestly don't know, but I can imagine it's just a regular staff room, but there's just going to be the King of Kings throne at the very end of the table. And of course, that'll be Triple H. That just popped into my mind. But the staff room
could turn out to be 2 absolute heels. You know, character-wise. So from that nice long segment there that we were chatting about, something nice to close the show. We were in attendance at the Kino on Saturday night for the 4th anniversary Phoenix, not another fucking anniversary show. And stellar. It was just spectacular. It was unbelievable. We were right up to the ring, and I swear to Jesus, lads, there was a few close calls. There was a few close arses in the face. But we had an absolute ball. The matches were outstanding. Really, really were. I love the scramble match. Hilarious. Take my money all day long.
Debbie Keitel and Anita Vaughan had a classic. That was very good.
Oh, match of the night. I would give that match of the night.
Yeah.
if I'm honest.
Debbie, I didn't know Debbie won the Empress title for the second time. Now she holds 3 titles, Irish wrestling. Like, so, and there's people from I can't remember who it was now. Somebody called her out on Twitter this morning from the UK, looking to take all her titles off her. So like she's going to make an impact. And I think they're all, a lot of them are, Debbie and Justine and them are going over to Belgium to do some work with that company over in Belgium. So it's
that's the same one that LJ was at. Is that the same one that LJ went over there?
Yeah, he did the seminar over there too with them. I can't remember what they're called, but a lot of them are going over there. Like, so it's a good time to be in Irish wrestling. Like.
It is spectacular time. Talent is unbelievable. Like, and
even the pre-show match, some of them boys were having their first ever match.
Loved it.
Amazing.
And Matt
MJ Chef. Love the Chef. Such a simple gimmick, but such an amazing gimmick. I am here for MJ Chef. I think he's fab. Love it. I love it. The fact he came out in his chef uniform with his little fucking tidy whities. I don't know, was I appalled or intrigued? But it turns out,
well, you thought he wasn't wearing anything underneath.
I did, because of the lights. I was like, he's got nothing on. What are we going to do? And then I saw he did, and I was very happy about that.
That's the match where Matt nearly got flattened again.
That's where
that's match where I almost got flattened. For fuck's sake. all I can think of is I think only Charlie knows is me trying to awkwardly help poor Charlie up, but I was in a cramped area, so I kept having to apologize. I'm sorry, Charlie, I'm sorry. So, Charlie, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. One more time.
Sorry, he gave you a hug later on that night.
Yeah, you did. You got a big old hug off. We're just hugging everybody. He was like, yeah, we'll take all the hugs. We love us all the love. But great buzz, great atmosphere, lovely to talk to everybody. Favorite match?
Debbie and Anita Vaughn.
Yeah, me too.
Outstanding.
Me too.
Great story. Great, having fucking. We knew the Saviors were going to get involved, but this time it didn't work out. Unfortunately for Anita Vaughn. I'm sure they'll have a rematch though.
But there's huge things coming for Anita Vaughn, and say nothing about the Kings of Running. Fucking hell.
Do you know what I love about Anita Vaughn? That she finally got press in the Cork BO and stuff.
Yeah,
I see.
Finally, yeah. It took so long.
Huge things ahead for her. Huge things ahead for her. Superstar, absolute superstar in the making.
Scotty
somebody wasn't as
Scotty Too Hotty's match.
Scotty Too Hotty's match. I mean, like, let's face it, every single one of us marked out like it's Scotty Too Hotty. You know what I mean? And it's just you can't top it. Like, it's just Scotty Too Hotty, and it's something he said it himself. You know what I mean? It's just that simple words, that simple move. And like the crowd absolutely makes it, like, but like all of us as kids just marked out. The little kid inside of us just totally marked out for that. Like, unbelievable.
Everybody was marking out because he took his jacket off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How did somebody get so many cheers for taking off his jacket? Fucking hell.
Well, one thing about the match was like, I don't know if anyone says that, but was anyone else sweating during that match? Because Scotty was just making it too hot.
And then we went over.
He wasn't able to. I can't. I fucking can't.
We went over to the concession stand, and Joe was like telling his son to get into the ring.
His son got in though,
and he got in.
That was kind of common. Like, I think you knew that was going to happen. Like, he did the worm just as good as Scotty did.
He did. It was fab. How nice! Like,
Keegan.
Yeah, we loved him. And Jerry got a really, really nice picture for like a nice father and son moment. And Scotty Too Hotty actually shared it over on social media today, which was really nice, and credited you for it, which was lovely. Really, really nice shot. We'll be keeping an eye on Silky Smooth. He's not so silky smooth no more.
What do you call him? Go on.
Hashtag Bearden O'Connell. Thank you very much, because he was not silky smooth on that little doty face of his at all. But he seems very, very pissed off with the world. So lovely to see what's happening with him next. We have another show coming up for Phoenix, don't we?
Whoa, yeah.
We do. Remind me, August 26th, back in the Kino.
August 27th.
It's not, it's the 26th.
Is it the 26th?
I thought it was 26 as well.
The 26th.
There's a factory show on that weekend as well.
Oh, you double check there now, love. But it's
Sorry, 26th is the Fight Factory. I doubt they're on the same night.
So that weekend we have a Phoenix show, and it's going to be in the Kino as well. And am I right in saying that it's extreme?
It's hardcore extreme.
Yes. So that is going to be a bit of a messy match or a messy event, but definitely keep an eye out for the tickets on sale. Not yet.
Not yet.
Keep an eye out for tickets on sale, lads. It was jammers in there on Saturday night. Get in there, get your tickets early. This is going to be an absolute massacre. Speaking of massacre, huge love, hugs and kisses going out to Steve Savage, who had a bit of a knock on Saturday night. He looked bad and there was quite a lot of blood, but he seems to be okay and got a few stitches, so sending all the love in the world for him. And that title is yours. We know it is, and you're going to take it. We know you're every faith in you, Steve. Love you, just die. But we have every faith in Steve to take
And
it.
R.I.P. Terry Thatcher's white jeans.
Oh
Yes.
my God, rotten.
Yeah.
Rotten. Oh my God.
His wife is very happy she never has to see them again.
Yeah, we heard that, so she don't like the white jeans. Well, to be fair, I mean, white jeans. I mean, now granted, look, Terry Thatcher's like that. But like, I mean, when you put on white jeans, it just looks like, you know, do you ever see sausages in the skin? That I won't wear white jeans. I refuse to wear white jeans because my legs just look like sausages in their skin. So yeah, there's a little tidbit of information for you. Anything else to add, dear?
OTT on Friday night as well. A lot of titles changed hands. Barry Nasty kind of retired. We got a new OTT champion. Mark Haskins lost to Amari, which is a shocker.
That is a shocker.
It was
How long
advertised.
did he have that for? Over a year?
Over a year, yeah. He had just over a year. It was advertised as a non-title match as well. And I'm not sure what happened exactly. We got some spoilers. If you're going to watch it on demand, you don't want to hear it, turn off now or hold your ears. But I think he was attacked by a chair at the start of the match, and then Haskins decided to say he can beat him. He'll put the title on the line because he knows he can beat him anyway, and he lost. Yeah. Which is a shocker. And for anybody who wants to know, Pac and LJ Cleary for the AEW All Atlantic title will be on AEW Dark this week.
Brilliant.
How amazing is that?
For LJ Cleary.
Massive. Huge for Irish wrestling.
Yeah.
You know.
I was just gonna lean back about Phoenix is like the last match with Steve Savage, Justy, and Terry Thatcher. Before the match actually, I think, was the most Irish wrestling match we've ever seen because they were just tossing F words at each other, calling each other out in the ring.
Yeah.
And me, Phil, Jerry, and Liz were just sitting there. We were looking at each other like, is this part of the match or do they just legitimately calling each other out? Like, so that's the most Irish thing we've probably witnessed in a ring.
Oh, definitely good old F-bomb session. Can't beat it. That's the most Irish fight start, to be fair. Like, good old slagging, and then it's like down to business.
Just before we go there, there's a small thing I want to bring up because Impact Wrestling I have a special in 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the main event?
No. We have so much to catch up on.
Alex Shelley and Alexander.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So that should be a pretty big match.
Yeah.
But they were in a tag team before, were they?
I don't know. But there's also a showcase match with Bandito, which Bandito is a free agent at the moment. I wonder where he's going to show up. He's a talented wrestler. I think he's fighting Sunday night at Ron Rick's.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I think isn't he on the card for that?
Yeah, so our midweek show is probably going to be.
We're going to have to get into that match card and fucking SummerSlam.
Yeah, big time. That's, oh my God, midweek show is going to be huge. Jesus.
We might have two separate videos for two different.
We'll have to do a prediction show for SummerSlam.
Yeah. 1,000,000%. And do you know what? My God, we're going to have to at one point have to throw out a third show because trying to watch and catch up with all the wrestling and hold down a job, it's just not easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so much to catch up on, but hopefully it'll be narrowed down. We won't have to watch as much shite.
Exactly.
You know?
There was so much. I haven't watched Death Before Dishonor. I haven't watched all of it.
Yeah,
I feel like
we watched opening a few matches.
Yeah.
I feel like with all the wrestling news coming out, I feel like we're just waking up and we're just gonna feel like we're in charge of the Enterprise of Star Trek. We're just like status report. Just go on Twitter.
Because there's
literally, do you know what I mean? It would be like, yeah, we need this stat.
Like even there now, just with Impact, like Kushida debuted last week on Impact. Yeah, there's so much stuff going on with him.
Yeah,
shame, like, because he had a good future in NXT under Triple H when he first.
He wanted him, you know. So it's a very exciting future.
I just want him to push Steve Macklin to the moon.
Steve Macklin.
Yeah, I think he's brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're gonna have to catch up on Impact as well. Oh my God, there's just not
there's so much stuff.
Huh?
Like this weekend alone, you have SummerSlam, Ric Flair, you have SmackDown on Friday, you've so much stuff.
You've Rampage, you know what I mean, and like, oh my God. And have we don't have NXT on Saturday, do we? NXT Saturday night before.
I don't think there's any. I don't think so.
What a shame. Yeah. We'll just have to catch up and see if we can fit some more shows in or just do some shorts.
Yeah, definitely do some shorts. Pick up some, predictions. Shouldn't take that long even if you put up your own video.
Yeah.
Record your own predictions and throw them up, and then just mash them up together and stick them up.
Yeah, that's what we might do, or just do some quick shorts on other shows and catch us up as well for news.
Yeah, right. Don't forget to leave a comment.
It's like that episode of Friends where Phoebe asks, was it like milk or tea? It's just like rapid fire.
Oh my God, yes, definitely. She asks Joey all the rapid fire questions to get the answer. Yeah. Oh my God. That's
just
amazing.
as Phil just said, it's like that episode of Friends. I saw Liz's eyes just widen like.
Oh, like 1,000,000%. Sorry, no. Reigning co-champions in Friends quiz in Cork for how many years now, love?
3 was before the pandemic.
Exactly, yeah. So
where was that on?
Up in the Mardyke.
Yeah.
So it was us and another team. We both teams won, and we didn't answer one question wrong.
Nice.
Not one question wrong. Down to the name of the cat on the poster that was missing. By the way, it's Julio.
Julio
the cat.
Stretch, Rat Dog, Harlem, Hollywood.
Liz, sure. If anyone is listening to
this, and on that note, guys, thank you so much for joining us for this extended show, but with fabulous news. Wrestling's in a great place. Very excited about it, as is Irish wrestling. So stay tuned for all of the news of what's going on. If you have not subscribed yet to our YouTube channel, what are you doing? Get on it. Make sure that you subscribe. Like, absolutely. YouTube loves the algorithms. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you think about Triple H being back. We love to see the comments and love to open the conversation too. Make sure and find us on Twitter as well, @SlamWrestle, where you'll have all the news as well. And of course, our podcast will be shared. You can listen to us on Spotify and Apple too. I feel like I'm doing an Excalibur there on AEW.
Shout out to Brewdog as well, who just opened. They looked after us well on Saturday before the Phoenix show, and let's got to pet some puppies. So.
I did, lads. You can leave your dog in. You can bring your dog in, and the food is. Was the food not fabulous?
The feast was quite.
The food was absolutely
unbelievable. The food there's really, really good. They do beer flights. The staff are so knowledgeable. Look at him. The staff are so knowledgeable at what they do. It's unbelievable. We had a fabulous meal there before we left, and you can bring your doggy in. They will give them a little bowl of water inside the door, and they have a wall of fame for your dog. And people like me can come up and get to meet them and just have the best night before going to see Phoenix. So bring your dog so I can meet them.
And myself and Phil had a lovely drink of guess what? Elvis
juice.
Elvis juice.
Oh my
God. You
God.
might end up singing Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog for like 2 hours straight, but it's worth it.
Brilliant. But no, it was a good night. But guys, make sure and check us out on Twitter, as I said, @SlamWrestle, Spotify and Apple, of course. Out doing a bit of work, driving to work, whatever you're doing, pop it in the ears and have a listen to the podcast as well. Catch us on Facebook and Insta, of course, don't forget. And other than that, we will catch you for our midweek show and predictions for SummerSlam. Guys, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all soon. Bye for now.